What better time to start making YouTube shorts than when you're sick? Like, let's go. I figured, even if it were halfway through Black History Month, I figured why not do my highest recommendations of what I've read so far. I'm going to do nonfiction first. I'm going to start with Ain't I a Woman by Bell Hooks. You know Bell Hooks. Ain't I a Woman is about Black women and feminism. It goes all the way back to the ships that brought the enslaved people over. And it has a focus on the kind of double barrel oppression of being both Black and a woman. And it goes through the civil rights movement, and it's a hard read, but a really important read. Mediocre, The Dangerous Legacy of White Male America by Ijoma Oluo, who I think is better known for So You Want to Talk About Race. But this book, I think now more than ever, is relevant. I read it a few years back, but it's only proven to be more and more relevant over time. A little bit more niche, but a banger for me is Dangerous Rhythms, Jazz and the Underworld by T.J. English. This book fascinated me. Even if you don't like jazz, I think you'd appreciate this book. If you love jazz, the jazz history in this is so cool. This kind of breaks down the way that jazz musicians were kind of stuck having to work with the mafia. And there's some stuff you learn about like Frank Sinatra, Louis Armstrong, some kind of crazy, just scary stories about the way that the mob controlled the police and things like that. Next, kind of more of an expected choice, James Baldwin. Just read James Baldwin. But The Fire Next Time was my first, so I will pick that one. Next, Reading with Patrick by Michelle Kuo. This is about a woman who ends up working as a teacher in a very, very poor county in the U.S., and I cried a lot reading this book. Just kind of shows you what life is like in these places that America has just abandoned to poverty. Here's another one. I'm Canadian, but I've heard a lot of Americans actually read this one in school, but I do really recommend Black Like Me by John Howard Griffin, especially if you're a white person that's just starting to unpack your racism. If your gut instinct is to get defensive, this is a white man telling the story of being undercover, essentially, as a Black man in the Deep South. And then last one is actually a poetry collection. Not a poetry fan right here. Homie by Danez Smith. Even if you don't like poetry, get it from your library or something. Just borrow it for free from somewhere and just give it a taste, because I don't know, it just really stuck. I don't know anything about poetry. I can't speak to what it was about it that I found so compelling. But if you already like poetry, then I recommend this even more. I'll do some fiction next.